Good day, everyone, and welcome to this extraordinary session where passion for science meets with international perseverance. Dr. Sylvia Fanti is our today's guest, and she got a bachelor degree from Italy, and she is Italian. And then she went to UK for the master degree in molecular medicine and something like that, and we will ask about this. And then she is now postdoc researcher, research fellow at Queen Mary University of London, sponsored by British Heart Foundation. So thank you very much, Sylvia, to join this session, and really nice to have you in this session. I'm motivated, and the audience is motivated to listen from you about your career journey first of all, and then your specific field. So, what motivated you to pursue your master's and later your PhD in the UK instead of Italy, and how was this journey? Can you please explain?
Yeah, so after my bachelor degree, I understood there were not a lot of opportunities, or at least not for me, in Italy. So at that time, there was no Brexit for European. It was easy to come to UK, and I thought, okay, my English is fine. I think I can start my journey in London, the European capital, we can say, at the time for sure. And then after finding out it was difficult to get a job with my bachelor degree, as it was Italian and I needed to translate, and it was very difficult because I was naive, kind of. I decided to work 1 year at Costa Coffee, and I collect some money, let's say, and I saved some money, and I wanted to do a master, and I found that Brunel could offer this opportunity for me. So the master was an MSc on molecular medicine and cancer research. And the Brunel University was a great journey. I found a lot of colleagues that I'm still in touch with, actually, that are postdoc like me, and very good researcher. And what happened is that Brunel University gave me the opportunity to do the internship outside Brunel. So it's something that I actually did also during my BSc, and I understood very soon that the network was fundamental for this job. And what I understood is I was passionate in immunology, so I contacted actually my actual mentor, Professor Federica Marelli Berg, and we start a 6-month journey together, let's say. And after the MSc, I applied for the scholarship called BHF. Is a scholarship of 4 years, 1 year master of research and 3 years of PhD. And after 1 year, I got it. And while I was waiting for starting my MRS, I went to industry and I started my journey there as a technical production. In the lab, and then after a year I started my PhD journey. I was passionate in immunology, and my professor was one of the most important icon in cardiomyopathy, and we started this journey together through looking at involvement of T cells in myocarditis. And now I still love immunology, and after my PhD, which I was very lucky and also successful, I wrote a fellowship for a postdoc of 4 years, also with BHF. Is called the program is called Immediate Postdoctoral Research Fellowship, and I got it and I started in September. So this was my journey so far, and
Very
it was
good.
good to move from Italy to UK. Probably in Italy I would have had different opportunity, but for sure this was a good opportunity to come in London and start my journey in academia.
Sylvia, that's wonderful. And how different were the academic environment between Italy and UK, and how did you adopt something?
So my experience in Italy was very short, so only bachelor. So what can I say is that for sure there are opportunities even in Italy, but what I found here is that doing network is easy to do in UK, maybe because there are more universities that are engaged. For example, University of London's like King's, UCL, and Queen Mary. They all of them have a good and great network. So the main difference that I found is that in UK it's easy to get involved in more than one project, while maybe in Italy I had only my project, and it was either it was too early to understood how to do the network, or either it's like difficult to do it.
Okay, okay. So, and was it difficult to secure the PhD scholarship, and then you can see the funding from the BHS? And what advice you will especially give to international students aiming for
So
funded programs?
for me, it was difficult to get the BHF I mean, scholarship for sure, because I applied two times, and the first time I didn't get it, as I didn't finish my MSc, which was crucial at the time. Now I know that there are students even with BSc that can apply for the 4-year PhD. It's actually a good and great opportunity because it gives you 1 year to do a mastery of research, especially if you never had a master. Well, for me it was different. I had already some lab skills, and I mean, the PhD journey, is a roller coaster. So you need to be resilient, always smile, even if there are sometimes bad results. But negative results is not always, I mean, bad, as it give you an opportunity to understand which uh, journey to pursue. So what can I say? The fellowship was very challenging. I work a lot, as it was also in cardiomyopathy, but a different disease compared to myocarditis. So my last year of PhD and first year of postdoc in Marelliberg lab was just securing some preliminary data for my fellowship. So it was difficult but worth it, I can say. Some
Yes, and
suggestion. Yeah,
yes,
some. Go
yes,
ahead.
please.
Sorry.
Some say, you can mention, you mentioned the lab skills. What kind of skills are required, just for the audience, please?
So for the BHF scholarship, well, for me, I mean, I during my MSc, I was working on a project that was different, was not involved in cardiology. Of course, if you have some background on cardiology, would be preferred, but it's not essential. Of course, the important thing I think is that you need to be like prone to work hard, obviously. And the other suggestion that I can say is to build your network even when you are during your BSc or master, as I did.
Nice, that's nice. And what role do collaborations like you worked in with US UCL, KCL, something like that, so play in advancing your research?
Yeah, so during my PhD, I was very lucky to um, that I went in different labs to do starting collaboration. I started some collaboration by myself, but other collaboration were through my PI. So it was essential to have a good mentorship. And I think that during my PhD studies, I was very lucky to find a good researcher that gave me advice. And also for this fellowship, I started to build my own network. Among King's College, for example, where they do cardiac organoids, as called as engineered heart tissue, and I add this to my fellowship as a new skills that is not actually um, there is no one doing it in Queen Mary University. And also UCL, they are I will work with Perry Elliott, Professor Perry Elliott, which is one of the big name in arrhythmogenic cardiomyopathy, which is the disease that I am looking at. So it was very powerful to connect all of this university together, and probably for the also not only for my future but for a future postdoc after me.
That's nice. And you mentioned about building networking. So, what can you share the tips of how you build this network?
Yeah, so you need to be sure that you are not shy, but it's something that I just learned. I mean, personality wise, I'm Italian, so very friendly, we can
Yes,
say.
yes.
And the network you can start to build in during conferences, for example. This is what I started, but also any opportunities to do different and extra project will be an opportunity to build your own network. For example, if you are an expert in flow cytometry and there is one of your colleague in another lab or in another department needed that expertise, you can always help and you can start to build your network, because you never know, uh, maybe the colleague that you are helping has another expertise that you might gain in the future. So I think to be friendly is the key point.
Very
But
nice, very nice.
obviously, not all of us, are friendly and maybe talkative like me.
Okay, okay, that's nice. Italians are usually friendly. That's nice. So,
You need to push your boundaries, go
yes, yes,
outside
yes.
your,
Comfort zone, yeah.
comfort zone. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So, what culture or social challenges did you face when transitioning from Italy to UK? Is there any?
So the big barriers was my stronger Italian accent. So I'm
Uh,
trying to get rid of it, but by no success, unfortunately. The most big barriers was the language at the beginning, but it was good that I did that here as a barista at Costa Coffee, and even in the industry. So my English get better and better. Obviously, I can only improve. So this was the biggest barrier. Second of all, the biggest barrier is the loneliness. So at the beginning of my journey, I was pretty much alone. So I didn't know even how to apply to jobs. I didn't even know that I needed to apply for an IN number to get a job in UK. So maybe to have a guidance, I need it would be better, obviously, for young people.
Very nice. Well, you mentioned about the loneliness. So, what personal habits or routines help you to stay motivated through years of intense research and study abroad?
So I am very lucky to have a very good husband and partner at the moment. He is not in science, but this it was perfect for me. So I will not focus only into job, but for people that are single, what is my advice is to try to have hobbies outside the lab. So to don't have only lab work. Sometimes during if you do some hobbies or talk to someone else, might be that some ideas, very good ideas, come up.
Very nice.
So against loneliness, just try to get some friends and to go out a few times.
Very nice. So you mentioned that hobbies definitely play a role. Some ideas you can get. So what kind of hobbies you have, especially?
So I read a lot, but I love to do
Mm.
gardening. So at the moment I just have a house, so I have some free space. I go out with friends. So different hobbies than science. Obviously, reading is some of good,
You,
but not
you
always articles. I mean, even English or Italian books.
so you read books. Of what English books are you will recommend, or what kind of books you are? It was inspiring for that for you as well.
So for me, like a fantasy book, like the Lord of the Ring, I read in English and Italian, all the Harry Potters. So this was very good actually to improve my English, I can say.
Very nice, very nice.
So
And also, you mentioned about I was not aware about how to apply the jobs and need the guidance. No, you are the guide. Can you please share some
so
tips?
yeah, so if you want to find a PhD, there are a lot of websites. For example, find a PhD, so you can just add or give an input to the software. For example, if you are passionate on, let's say, broccoli or whatever, or if you are passionate about cardiomyopathy or immunology, you can just type immunology and you get all the PhD that are available in not only in London but the whole UK. Also, I think outside London probably. So this is my advice, and the other advice is to get someone that is already in academia to guide you and to give you tips, for example, what I'm doing also now, how to improve your CV, how to improve your interviews to get more efficiency during interviews time, which are obviously crucial to get a position in academia or outside also.
Very nice, very nice. And where do you see your research and your career in next 5 years?
So next 5 years, I hope everything goes smoothly. As you know, sometimes the experiment takes more time than what you are actually planned. So in 5 years, I hope I can apply for an intermediate fellowship or mid-career, hopefully get the fellowship and publish a lot. This is my goal. I mean, I wanted to be sure that what I'm doing is give a big impact for next researcher, not only me. I mean, I'm doing this for not only me but also next generation, to improve patients health and quality of life. This is the important thing. So I hope in 5 years I can start to discover something that will improve or will get someone else to get some ideas to improve the quality of life of patients that are, with this case, with arrhythmogenic cardiomyopathy, but also, why not, still working on myocarditis.
Nice, very nice. And what advice would you give to young students who feel overwhelmed by the journey of from PhD, from BSc to PhD?
So my advice is smile a lot, even if you want to cry. This is the key. I mean, at least for myself, because I mean, at least even if you are not successful, I mean, sometimes it's just a matter of luck. You know, not all of the PhD projects are successful. This is the part of the PhD. What I think is my suggestion to young people. I mean, I'm myself is I'm still young, I hope, is to try to get the most of it and try to enjoy, even if it's very difficult. I know sometimes you want just to give up and say, why I'm doing this, but I'm sure there is a right way to get out of trouble, or sometimes only negative data. Probably negative data will help someone else to get in a better position.
Very nice. And second last question: if you could go back to your first day at Brunel University, what would you tell to your younger self?
you you're gonna make it, girl. Believe it or not. I will send this to her. I mean, I was very scared because, I mean, the other students, you know, they were almost, majority of them, they were uh, British, so native speakers. So I was very afraid I couldn't make a good essay. You know, in Italy is completely different. We don't have essays or um, installments. So we have only exam, and they are all during. I mean, you have 7, 8 exam in a month. So while Brunel University was a bit chiller, let's say, but there were a lot of essays, so something new for me. So
Very
what
nice.
what I will say to her, I will say, you're gonna make it, you're gonna be happy, and this is the journey of your life so far.
Yeah, yes. So now, before ending this session, any advice, any last comments you want to share, please?
If you are passionate on science and research, to do a PhD will not harm you that much. I mean, it will just give you opportunity to understand what you want to do next. Maybe you are not built for academia and you will see yourself in industry. The important thing is to still be passionate about what you like. So if you like science, definitely academia or industry will give you somewhere.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you very much, Sylvia, for this precious
No
time.
problem.
Thank you very much, and best of luck for your journey as well.
Thank
And
you.
have a nice time. Thank you.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye.